No pressure.
No.
I'm Abby, I'm an alcoholic. Thank you, Lara, for asking me to be of service. Thank you, Marissa, for being here, being of service. Thank you all for being here, alive and sober on a Saturday night. You know, I should be in jail, I should be in an institution, I should be dead, and I'm not. I am here. What's that about? So what it was like, my parents have their own stories. I just was thinking about this, like, I don't think I need to tell my parents' stories other than, you know, I was born into two black sheeps of the family that, you know, they had both like left their families and hitchhiked across the country separately, and met in this like little hippie town where I'm from, um, and had me, and you know they just have their own stories. But for me, coming into the world, I was like, they didn't get along. I could say that. You know, they didn't get along, and I don't have a lot of like. I was quiet. I just remember being quiet, and I mean, they did tell me I used to like hit myself when I was a baby when they were fighting, and so thank goodness they split up. They split up and were like, okay, this is, you know, this is a problem. We shouldn't be together. And I thank them for that actually. And so I grew up like going back and forth between them. Stayed in the same little town. Very different like ways of raising me. And so that was just a little bit confusing. You know, at this one house, I'm to behave this certain way and can be this way, trying to be general. And this other house, you know, Abby has to be different, or like, and it was like a little bit okay to be wild at this house. In this house, it wasn't. So, you know, inevitably, I wanted to go where I could be wild and where I could be not have as many rules. Yeah, so growing up back and forth, you know, today I do have like a deep understanding of like they did the best they could. I never knew they didn't like get along actually until much, much later in life, for which I'm grateful. You know, they did a pretty good job. They did the best they could. Um, but so yeah, I was as a kid, I I was shy, I was quiet, I was creative. I like to do like writing and poetry, and um, you know, as I got a little older, I got into sports, and that kind of helped me come out of my shell. It helped me like feel a little bit a part of something. Like, okay, I can do this basketball, and um, you know, became a part of a team. And I think that, you know, sports helped me with my, my disease. My disease started like way back then of like isolation. I'm different, I'm less than, and sometimes I think I'm better than. So this like disease of perception, this like not knowing how to be in reality really, or to see reality for what it was. I didn't have that, and I didn't have like, it wasn't modeled to me. So yeah, so sports helped for a time, and I was a good student. I related to Bill. I don't know what I was reading. Maybe it was Pass It On or something that like got more into Bill's story about how like he wanted to just be the straight A's and the good at everything and learn something new, and he would just go like full force at it. Like I can relate to that kind of alcoholism of like Um, yeah, if I'm good at this, I need to be the best, and I'm gonna get like validation for it or praise or like a pat, oh, she's a good student, she's a good athlete, and just put all these, I don't know if they were real or imagined, like expectations and pressures on myself. Um, so enter, I think, age 12. Age 12 was when I had my first drink. Do I need to speed it up a little bit? And what a relief. Like, they do say, like, remember our last drunk, but like that first one, of like, oh, just the relief of like the voices in my head, the pressure, the expectations, the fears of not being good enough, not having enough, not being as good as my peers. Like, oh my goodness, oh, no, don't need to talk. Okay, back on track. Yeah, it's hard to remember. My parents have their own stories. I don't talk about them, but um, enter alcohol, and there's like instant relief from like my insanity, my brain, my um, all of it. It was that for me, and so immediately it was like, all right, man, like I can. This is a thing that I want to do. This is a thing I need to do. This is a thing that makes me, not so shy and quiet anymore or nervous. Because like really, I did have things to say as a young person. I was just so shy. I wouldn't say them. So this alcohol was like a liquid courage. It made me feel powerful and strong, and like it was the solution. Alcohol was the solution, and I didn't like chronically start drinking like every day at age 12. So it progressed little by slow. Um, I I was in a relationship, like a first love relationship from age 14 to 18. Um, first love, and which is another program. but, but so when that ended is really when my drinking escalated to the point of like, okay, this other person that I'd been making my higher power along with the substance is gone. Is when I started drinking every day and drugging and partying and just trying to fill the void so I could exist. um yeah, so I guess I used to like PBR. So gross, but so I would get like cases of PBR, get people to buy them for me as a teenager, and I would drink, what used to be like partying with others, being a social thing became, forget that. Like, I just want to drink by myself. Actually, I just want to drink by myself and do my thing and be okay with my substance, with my whatever it was I was doing. Nothing, really. Um, yeah, and then somehow I graduated high school barely. Going from like straight A to barely graduating. I went to college miraculously for like a minute, and then at college, my first attempt at college is, away from. It's where the partying and drinking and drugging got much worse, and I stopped, attending classes fairly quickly. I think I went to maybe like a few classes of that first attempt of college, and then just got into a scene with people that drink and use like I did. So I hit bottom with alcohol at age 19. And it was dark. It was dark. I was suicidal. I had gotten to the point the jumping off point, or where like I actually now wanted to stop. I wanted to stop drinking. I wanted to stop using, but I couldn't. I was absolutely powerless. Which is terrifying. It was terrifying to get to that point of, okay, I can see my life isn't working. Maybe this drinking has something to do with it, but now I can't stop. So what do I do now? Besides kill myself. Um, because that was like on the table. Um, so moment of clarity happened, and I just told the truth one time. I think I told the truth one time to a person that I knew was sober, and I didn't know about Alcoholics Anonymous. I didn't know much at all. I didn't know anything, but I knew this person was sober. They were seemingly happy, and I told them the truth of how I was feeling, how I was drinking, how I wanted to stop drinking, how I didn't want to be on the planet anymore, but like maybe a little bit of me did. And he 12-stepped me and brought me to a meeting, a 7 a.m. meeting at the Alano Club, and where I'm from. And it was it. Like I heard the message at that meeting. I heard the message. This is what it is. This is alcoholism. What we have. Not. They didn't say anything about me. They were just like so happy I was there for some reason. And you just shared, about your alcoholism. I'm pretty sure they must have had a first step meeting and shared, what it was like, what happened, and what it was like now. And it was something clicked inside of me where it was like, okay, this is it. I'm not just crazy, because I really thought I was doomed, which we are. We're doomed and we're hopeless without Alcoholics Anonymous to die an alcoholic death. And I think, right? So they carried the message to me at that meeting, and I kept coming back. They gave me a key to the Alano Club that think that meeting or something and said, come here tomorrow and make coffee at this time. And I said, okay. And that was it. Just say yes. Just say yes. Whatever I was doing wasn't working, dropping out of school, not being able to stay sober, not wanting to live anymore, all the other damage in relationships I've done that didn't talk about, but what I was doing wasn't working. So maybe, just maybe, you people with the sparkles in your eyes, like, had something. And so I did it. And then I raised my hand. I made an announcement, I think, at a meeting during the AA related announcements of that I need a sponsor, and didn't know, then just got some giggles and stuff. But then a lady came up to me afterwards and said, oh, I'll be your sponsor. She wasn't super happy about it, but it was perfect. It was just perfect. Like, she was a tough cookie, and it's actually what I needed. She was a big book person, and a tough cookie didn't take my crap and would point out the truth. And for whatever reason, I was willing to hear it, desperate. And so we met regularly, and she worked the 12 steps with me out of the big book and the 12 and 12. And, we get a home group service position, and we worked the 12 steps. And so what happened is I had a spiritual awakening as the result of the 12 steps. And I had a psychic change to where now, like, alcohol, I recoiled from it as if from a hot flame. Like, it happened. And the obsession was removed. Obsession was removed during my 5th step. I don't remember if it was during or after. It was just sometime around step 5. I remember feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about drinking. I'm not obsessing about it. And that was like 6 months in or more into Alcoholics Anonymous. And so the obsession was removed. Step 5, started work step 6 and 7. This is not in the big book, but she did have me write my character defects on a list, and I put it on my dashboard in my car and like taped it. And whenever, I don't know why I'm sharing this, but whenever I would like act out on one of my character defects, I'd put a check mark, like come back to the car, put a little dash, and it would like add up. Like, oh, okay, it's okay. It's okay. Physical sobriety is the most important thing, and And then I get a chance to work on all these parts of myself that, that need to be worked on so that I can stay sober, actually. So I did the 12 steps, made amends, made financial amends, to people who didn't know that I stole from them, they were shocked, and that was good. It was a good experience, humbling. I needed to be humbled. Um, and then when we got to step 12, she said, I said, now what? And she said, just start raising your hand, to be available to be a sponsor, and so I did that. And so I probably need to fast forward because I'm old now. Older. I sold her than I was then. So I was clean and sober for 14 years. I went to college sober. I in this sober program that they offer in Minnesota, where all of us young people could do college sober and go to meetings together. And I was active member of Alcoholics Anonymous, in young people stuff. So I was, which was so cool. And also I was also terrible, 20. I was in my 20s and just being so, I don't know, growing up is hard. Growing up is hard, but I managed to, stay active in Alcoholics Anonymous and stay physically sober for all that time. And then I moved. So I have another what happened. Yeah. So then I moved to be over here with my husband in this area, or future husband. And I didn't do it right. If I could do it all over again, I just love it when new people come into the area, and from moving, and or just dive right into Alcoholics Anonymous and say, "Hey, I'm new to the area. I need to get a service position. I'm trying all this." I didn't do it. I came, and I dibble dabbled, and I went to meetings and was more judgmental, and I was, I think, 10 and a half years or so sober at the time. And um and I little by slow drifted away from Alcoholics Anonymous, the thing that gave me the beautiful life that I now had. Well, by now I'm married, I have kids, and lots happened in sobriety. But so I drifted away from Alcoholics Anonymous and spent some years dry, and what that meant was in self, like I regressed. My life became about me again. It became about my career, my family, my relationship, my me, my, all these things. And, I stopped working steps 10, 11, and 12 for sure, taking an inventory. So now instead of looking at myself, I'm judging you. Amends I had made, relationships I had repaired. Now I don't like you anymore. I've repaired this relationship in Alcoholics Anonymous, but me getting away from the program, being dry, now my perception is I don't like you anymore, and I don't want to be around you, and you're, um, I don't want you in my life, which it's just wild. But that's what happens. And now I know that to my core. If I leave Alcoholics Anonymous and think I've got this, I will little by slow, maybe quickly regress into this person that lives their life based on selfishness. And inevitably that took me to now I have a new sobriety date from that one when I was 19 years old. Um, and it took me to a new bottom. And I was someone who thought never, I will never put another drink or drug in my body. I have been too active in Alcoholics Anonymous for all these years, all this self-knowledge, and also all this spiritual experiences, from working the steps and doing meditation retreats and enlarging my spiritual life. But I guess that's my message, no. No, stay. I have to keep coming back. I don't know why people say all this stay. I have to keep coming back one day at a time. I have a daily reprieve based on the maintenance of my spiritual condition, right? And that's it. that's it, just for this day. That's all I got. I can do a lot of things to like fill up the bank account or like the sobriety. What is, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. I can do things to like fill it to defenses, defenses against the next drink. They're my higher power, but I cannot stray. I cannot go too far. So today, so then yeah, like Lara said, I hit a new bottom, reached out to my friend Rick, and because I knew he was a safe person. I knew he'd been sober for like, I don't know, 50 years or something, and that he was from where I was now living. So he directed me to a meeting where I was living now, and I went and I lied. I went and I lied, and I said I had 17 years sobriety, because I did have 17 years without a drink. But I had relapsed on an outside issue, and my truth is that I needed to change my sobriety date. That was just my truth. So I kept coming back to that meeting, told the truth finally about, and got Lara, and we met, and she fell in love with me, of course. No, no, there was, I shouldn't say that. It's not like that. No, there was there was a spark. There was something spiritual, magical, that happened where it became like, okay, this person I need to work with, and all over again, thank goodness for this person who was willing to say yes to me, and I was willing as I was very willing, try not to cuss. I was very willing to do whatever it took because I knew the life that Alcoholics Anonymous could give me. The inner world, the freedom, the peace of mind, the serenity. Forget the husband. Forget my favorite part in the big book is job or no job, wife or no wife. We can get and stay sober regardless of anyone or something like that. So regardless of all those things, like I want peace of mind, I want serenity, I want to be of service to other people. Like, I feel the best when I am clear and connected to my higher power and and helping someone else or just giving them presence, like just giving them my presence. And I could not give anyone my presence, when I'm not working this program. I'm stuck in self and I'm so selfish. So yeah, Lara, we worked the 12 steps again, and then she opened up this whole big AA world to me, of the 12 traditions. Got me suggested different service positions for me to take on that I said yes to. And so I get to learn about like Seattle Intergroup, where we are right now. I was the intergroup rep for 2 years for my district, and I was the alternate GSR for 2 years, and now I'm the GSR of my home group. But like, I don't particularly like my home group, but I'm just like sticking with it. Don't know why I said that. Now you know. I'm just like, just stay consistent. Just stick with it. You all change. I change. My inner, everything changes. So let's just stick with it and see how that goes until something else becomes more clear. And then it's like, okay, let's go in that direction. I I do a lot of service. Yeah. I'm grateful to be able to, like help other women through the 12 steps. Oh my goodness, what a gift that is. And now I'll get current in my last 6 minutes. Because like I'll try to get current. I'm not good right now. Like I'm not good. I mean I feel pretty good right now in this moment, but like lately in my life I felt like I'm having outside issues. I guess I'm having outside issues of like mental health stuff um and I hope it's okay to talk about that. I think it is. So how can I say? Obviously, I'm still processing it, but I'm not good. No, I'm not good. And I have the clarity or something higher power, something, guiding me to reach out for outside help. I feel like I guess I just need to say that because Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12-step program, like this is it for my alcoholism. This is it for my alcoholism. It's for sure the 12 steps are it for everything. But I personally I need outside help right now. And like I need for that to be okay. um so I'm doing that. I'm getting outside help for like mental health and like suicidal ideation has been coming back. Oh gosh, now I'm gonna cry. No, maybe. But it's like what is that about? Like what is that about? There's stuff, there's more, and I think now I'm just like ready to work on this like deeper stuff. And I'm grateful for my sponsor. I'm grateful for all the 12-step programs that I'm a part of because I qualify for many and I'm active in more than just one. And I need it, and that's how it is for me right now, today. Right now, today, things may change. But yeah, what else do I want to say? Yeah, physical sobriety, one day at a time. I don't put a drink or drug in my body. And there's hope. Like, there's hope that I get to work on these other things that inevitably will arise. The dark times, hard times, loss, grief, losing people. I lost someone really important to me this year. Maybe so yeah, there's stuff going on. Life will happen. My job is to like stay grounded, stay rooted in Alcoholics Anonymous, my home group, service position, being of service to my fellows, and telling the truth. Like it is not all sunshine and rainbows and roses. I'm not happy, honestly. Like, I'm all right. Like, I'm all right, but life has gotten better, honestly. It is better. It's different, but it is way better than what it was like, in active addiction and in being dry in those years when I was dry and like full of self. So maybe that's all I have to say tonight. I think I'll stop. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully someone got something out of that, and I'll keep coming back.